Moving on. So with respect to reporting of your sales, there can be two types of reporting: gross reporting and net reporting. What is the difference? So let's say that there is an airline. Airline sells airline tickets. So when it sells airline tickets, it will have revenues and cost of running that airline, and all that will be the cost against this revenue. Let's say there is an agent for this airline. This agent takes the tickets from airline and sells it on the behalf of airline to the customer. Now what should be the revenue? And let's say it sells it on the behalf of airline and it gets a commission. Let's say commission is 5%. So here the revenue is, let's say, $100. The ticket price is $100. Agent makes a sales of $100 to the end customer. What should be the revenue of agent? Should it be the ticket price or should it be the commission? So there can be two reporting types. One is that it records the overall ticket revenue as the revenue, that is $100. This is known as gross reporting. And then record whole of the costs. Let's say this $80 and subtract from it 100 plus $5. That is commission plus ticket price. This is gross reporting. Another reporting is that it only records the commission as the top line. So remember, whenever there is an agent which is selling on the behalf of some other party, and whenever agent does not have final obligation to meet the services, or whenever agent does not have the power to decide the cost or does not have the power to choose the supplier, in that case agent should only be recording the commission or should only be recording the additional revenue that it is getting. It should not use the gross reporting. So an agent should be using net reporting. When can gross reporting be used? So for a company to use gross reporting, company should have the primary obligation to meet that service or to meet the demand for that good. Company should bear the inventory risk. Company should bear credit risk. Company should choose supplier, and company should have reasonable power to establish price. If these conditions are met, then gross reporting is used. But if these conditions are not met, then gross reporting will not be used. So if you are not bearing the inventory risk and if you are not the primary obligator, then you should be using net reporting, because then this revenue of $100 does not belong to you. Only this $5 belongs to you, because risk and rewards attached to that airline service are staying with the airline itself.
Sir, is it necessary to meet all the obligations for gross?
So mostly if one obligation is met, then other obligation will also be met. But even if the all of these are not met, then you can record it as a on the basis of gross revenue. So for example, let's say that you are the primary obligator. If you are the primary obligator, then your sale will only be recorded once you have transferred the inventory risk. If you have not transferred the inventory risk, then that is not your sale. And as long as that is not your sale, you cannot record it in your account. And when you cannot record it in your account, then other party, whether using net reporting or gross reporting, will also not be able to record it. So all these will be interlinked. Your inventory risk, inventory risk will only be transferred if you have sold the good. So when you are selling it to the agent, if you have the primary obligation to fulfill goods and services, that means that inventory or that goods and services are in your ownership. If you are not able to serve that purpose, if you are not able to provide that service, then the loss associated with that service will be borne by you. So all of these will be interlinked. Some of these may be absent in some scenarios. If that is completely absent, then you can still go with gross reporting. So this is about gross reporting and net reporting. Again, let's do an example. FlyAlot has agreements with several major airlines to obtain airline tickets at reduced rates. The company pays only for tickets it sells to customers. In the most recent period, FlyAlot sold airline tickets to customers over the internet for a total of $1.1 million. Cost of tickets to FlyAlot was $1 million. Company's direct selling costs were $2,000. Once the customers receive their ticket, the airline is responsible for providing all services associated with customers' flights. So it can either use gross reporting or net reporting. What if it uses gross reporting? What will be the total revenue? The total revenue will be 1.1 million. From this 1.1 million, 1 million will be paid to airlines, and 2000 will be paid to 2000 will be paid in as selling cost, and remaining will be the revenue for this or will be the profit for this company, that is Flyalot. This is gross reporting. And if it is using net reporting, then its revenue should be only the revenue that it has earned itself, that is the difference between ticket prices and the actual ticket prices and what it actually received from the airline. So 1.1 minus 1, that is 0.1 million, and its cost should be 2000, that is 0.2 million. So in that case, what should be the 0.02 million, that is 0.08 million. So this is net reporting. Which method should it be using? Which method should it be using? The Flyalot company, should it be using gross reporting or net reporting? Net reporting. Why? Because it is an agent to the airline. If it is unable to sell the tickets, then it does not have any inventory risk. If it is unable to sell the tickets, risk is with the airline, because airline has the primary obligation. Secondly, if it has sold the ticket, even then it does not have any obligation to provide the services. The airline has the obligation to provide the services. Thirdly, the ticket price is not determined by the agent or by Flyalot. Ticket price is being determined by the airline. So it should be using net reporting. So again, a fairly simple concept, but you should be able to decide, with reasoning should be able to decide that whether gross or net reporting should be used. This is a very simple case. Just to explain it, when you do analysis on the real companies or on your companies, you may find some complex cases. In that case, you will have to refer to these measures. That is whether has the primary obligation, who bears the credit risk, who chooses the supplier, and in that case, you may have to make some judgment as well.